Welcome to the TELEBS Optical LAN video, adding an OLT into Panorama. The purpose of this video is to provide instruction on the process to add a new or existing optical LAN OLT into the Panorama EMS. The topics covered in this video will be an introduction to the process of adding an OLT into Panorama and a step-by-step guide to completing the procedure. After the OLT has been initially configured or turned up, it can be added into TELEBS Panorama Element Management System. The turn-up process provides the OLT with the management IP address, the management VLAN, and an uplink interface for management traffic. The OLT must be added into Panorama EMS before services can be configured. Once communication has been established, the OLT's PON cards will be provisioned and activated for configuration. All configuration of the OLT is saved in the local database and retained even if the OLT is removed from the EMS. To add the OLT into Panorama, log into the GUI. If this will be the first OLT added into the Panorama EMS, it may be a good idea to review the options in the commissioning wizard. This will dictate the default settings for any new OLT. When you're ready to add the OLT, select the Add OLT icon at the top of the interface. The Add OLT wizard window first asks for an OLT IP address. This is the management IP address that should have been provisioned in during the turn-up process. Then you're given the option to either read or erase the configuration data from the OLT. In a new installation, Erase is selected. Selecting the Erase option tells the system to clean up any residual provisioning that might result from component reuse. The data collected during the OLT turn-up process will not be erased. In certain circumstances, you may want to read the configuration data from the OLT. This option would take the local configuration database on the OLT and apply it to the Panorama Global database. This would be appropriate if the OLT is being moved from another Panorama server or the IP address on the OLT has been changed and the OLT needs to be deleted and re-added using the new IP address. If this option is selected, you'll be given the opportunity to change the target ID and then add the OLT. Click on Next. If Panorama can communicate with the OLT, it will display a summary of its turn-up data. If Panorama is not able to communicate with the OLT, it will display an error message. Confirm the data and click the Next button. Enter a name for the OLT in the Target Identifier text box and enter the appropriate time zone data. The template section of this dialog provides a mechanism for automatic discovery and provisioning of ONTs and Ethernet ports. The PON profile section will dictate the universal PON port provisioning on all active PON cards. Click the Finish button. Click the Confirm and Apply button. Panorama will add the OLT. This will take a few minutes. When the add is complete, click the Finish button. The OLT is now ready for configuration. Note that the PON ports will be configured based on the PON profile that was selected in the Add OLT process. These can be changed if needed. This concludes this video. In it, we have discussed an introduction to the process of adding an OLT into Panorama and a step-by-step guide to completing the procedure.